is here tonight. And Israel Bruce is going to cut loose tonight. Put your hand together and welcome Israel.
Yeah.
Nothing too much another one, say. So all them attack, man a step up. Catch up them a play, man a pep. When the star boy walk, man a step up. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Coulda day, coulda dark, man a step up. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Even never buy out no chart, me know better. Catch up them a play, man a pep. Grandma, me hot feed them. Them a use style is not feeding, not feeding, not feeding.
Love Mr. DJ. Sandy Bay! Sandy Bay! Sandy Bay! Alright. Sandy Bay, you love that? Okay. South Central WINDWARD! All you hear that, eh? South Central WINDWARD in the house. Chairman Daniel Cummins. President Godwin Lauren Friday. Vice Presidents Roland Patel Matthews, Sinclair the Major Leacock. Other executive members who are here. Colleagues on the platform, Elvis Daniel and Monty Roberts. Curtis Bowman, who is here, and Noel Dixon. And I've seen my elder statesman from South Central WINDWARD, Brother Alan Cruikshank, is here with us tonight too. Ladies and gentlemen, I have but a few minutes to speak to you tonight. And I am going to seek to use those few minutes in the best way I possibly can. You know, a few days ago, normally I will get up on an early morning to see the CNN news. And I will constantly focus on the twists and turns of Donald Trump in the United States of America. And a few days ago, Donald Trump was addressing an audience in the USA. And he took the script and he threw it away. And he spoke from the top of his head. Well, of course, I'm not going to tell you whether or not he did well or good or bad. But as I drove my way here tonight, I could not but conclude that my presentation tonight shall be for the few minutes entitled The Forgotten People. You hear me? I said I could not help but change my plot to target my presentation on the subject matter, the forgotten people. When you get into the constituency of North WINDWARD, you must conclude that the constituency of North WINDWARD represents the forgotten people. It has to be that Montgomery Daniel and Ralph Gonzalez. You hear I call a name nice tonight? Oh. Montgomery Daniel and Ralph. They must have forgotten the people of North WINDWARD. When you look at the road network leading into this constituency, it tells me one thing. I believe either Montgomery or Ralph, one of them, must have some investment in a funeral home. Only people with investment in funeral home look out for people dying every day. And if they're not looking out for you dying every day, they would fix the roads leading into North WINDWARD. But my friends, I am alarmed. You know why I'm alarmed? Because the New Democratic Party believes in a St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is inclusive. We are not driven by whether you are ULP, NDP, Vincent and the Grenadines, standing within the context and the framework of unity, a united people, and that's what we believe in. My friends, I will tell you that this New Democratic Party subscribes to the notion that young people represent the future of this country. Did you hear me? Young people of Sandy under my voice, the New Democratic Party believes that the youth of this country represents its future. And so when Dr. Friday meets with the young people across this country, it is not a scheme. When we say that we recognize the importance of sports as a vehicle for national and youth development, we know what we are talking about. But they'll tell you that they went to Libya and they met with Gaddafi, and that a stadium is coming full speed. The bones for Gaddafi are but rotten, and not a single brick laid in St. Vincent towards a stadium. You hear it telling you? We understand that what we heard a few weeks ago, with young people returning from the Carifta Games and doing well, not because this government has a proper sports policy in place, but because the individual associations are working steadfastly. But we have a message for the sports association in this country, and I want my message to be clear. And that message is that a New Democratic Party government will work closely with every sporting discipline. And we will promote sports amongst young people as an adequate, effective, and efficient vehicle to take us to the next level. So, this message must also resonate with a particular set of people. Those of you who are and hope to occupy offices in the consulates across the world, whether in New York or in London or in Montreal or Toronto, we will not be sending diplomats simply to sit in offices and sit on the backside doing nothing. You will be using the opportunity to find, negotiate, and organize markets for our young men and women. What do I mean? You will meet with the universities and the colleges and discuss how is it we are going to ensure that the footballers from Sandy Bay and South Central Windward, how do we ensure that the basketballers from Sandy Bay and Fancy and Point and Morbentic and Greg's and Lauders and Lomans and Chapmans and Hadley's Village, that they would get equal opportunities to travel abroad and hone their requisite skills and make a living from sports. You must be able to do that, and that is what an NDP will do. We are not going to tell you, go up to the financial complex to meet Dr. Friday every Saturday morning. No. And don't expect to come to my office unless you're coming to discuss with me how I am going to work with you as minister and ensure that you use your God-given talents in sports and in culture to move to the next level. So my friends, sports we recognize as an avenue. This North Windward also thrives on agriculture. Our root. But you have some people grabbing lands here, there, and everywhere, and the next thing I hear the planting our root too. But the people of Sandy Bay, the people of North Windward, they're catching hell. And I say that you are the forgotten people. Well, I have one point to make with that. I want to send a message before it evades me. Because I have a few minutes, right, brother? Comments? I want to send a message to Democrats tonight. And I want this message to be loud and clear. That every person who made a mistake and voted the ULP in the last election or two, that we need them to support the new Democratic Party. But they will not support us if our members are making life difficult for them. So I want you not to call them bad names. I want you not to show them bad faces. But I want you to show them the true love of the New Democratic Party. You hear I tell you? When I delivered my back to school program in South Central Windward, I went to my party's executive, asked Brother Thomas and company. I said, I do not want nobody approach me and tell me don't give Mary Jane child because Mary Jane supports the NDP. I said, you do that, I will embarrass you. Because Israel Bruce believes, like the New Democratic Party believes, that St. Vincent and the Grenadines must be treated in the most inclusive way, no matter which political party you support. So let us love our people. Let us love every Vincentian. And let us not trample them. You hear me? Let us not trample them. Because that is what Sabuto Caesar said he wants to do in Kaliakwa. After Sabuto just come back from mourning. Hey, man. I am not a mistaken spiritual Baptist. At 14 years, I was baptized down at Google River in Normans. Spiritual Baptist. By the time I turned 15, I went on the morning ground. So when I tell you that they played ketchup and mother pepper, ain't joke. So you have Pastor Matthews and Greg's. Sabuto ain't go there. You have Haywood. Well, I think I have an idea why you would not go to Haywood. I have an idea why. But you have Haywood. Then you have Norman and company over in New Delphi. And then you have Bishop Roman over in High Lomans. So we are real Baptist in the constituency. Sabuto Caesar never put on a gong and go by one of them. It on gongman in Trinidad. That is a man. In South Central Windward we have them. Bazodi. And so North Windward, I tell you. Join with South Central Windward. Join with South Windward. And let us bring an end to poor, corrupt government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The NDP offers you a government of hope and prosperity. And before I go, I leave this last message with the young people. You know, we had a massive rally in Kingston when we did not attend the budgetary session. And for the first time, I said publicly on a platform that I will encourage my colleagues in the party to let us look seriously at recreational marijuana. And they said, well, Bruce must be crazy. But I tell you what, you catch a young man with one half a spliff and you lock him up. Right? The police jeep has to drive him to the central police station. Gas. You have to value the time of the driver who drives him to the station. then another officer has to charge him. So the time of the officer to write up the charge, the paper and the ink to prepare the charge. Then a senior officer must approve it and give advice, and so does the DPP's office. And then if that man goes to court, in fact, to go to court, they have to drive him around to the courtroom. More money. If he goes to court and he enters a not guilty plea, the government has to test the bush to make sure it's marijuana. By the time you finish doing all of that, $1,500 of taxpayers' money. And then he's found guilty. How much you could charge him? $150. That makes sense? Well, make it worse. If he doesn't have the money, then he has to go around to the prison to sit down. It's $21 per meal to feed him. And if he's there for 3 months, you do the maths. And making it worse, it means that he would have a criminal record. And because of a half a spliff, he might be a capable and competent electrician, but he cannot get a walk at Vinlek because he has a criminal record. Why are we doing that to the young people of our country? And when Gonzalez and Camilo and Sabuto says no to recreational marijuana, Glastonbury, the Prime Minister of Antigua, says, I agree with Israel Bruce in St. Vincent. And Glastonbury passed it in the Antiguan Parliament today. If you had a Glastonbury in St. Vincent, you have your half a spliff, you know the police going to lock you up and you don't have to go to jail. I am saying to you that the NDP is not proposing and promoting the abuse of illegal drugs, but we are saying giving our young men criminal records over half a spliff is amounting to a monumental waste of time. And I'm leaving the recreational marijuana for the man from North Leeward. I'm not touching that. But of course, the Rastas who go across the hill right across there, you know that you want during your religious ceremony to bother something. Because that is part of your religion. And I am saying that if that is part of your religion, again, we're not saying to abuse, but we are saying that you must be allowed to use it religiously like that and don't end up in prison where they chop off your locks and treat you like dogs. But that will only happen under an NDP government that is serious about the people, that loves the people of North Windward. North Windward, don't be left behind. Become part of this unity movement. One nation, one people, one Vinci. NDP, we ready.